12 dreams clash. It's the league showcase. Glory's chase. Feel the ground shake. You stand tall. Never fear the climb. All for one. And it's game time. In the stands. Hear the roaring crowds. Wearing colors. We're standing proud. 12 teams fight under the spotlight's rays. Glory's night in the all-star blaze. Sweat and toil on this hallowed turf. One will rise.
Good evening, all stars. Happy bank holiday. Hope you're all well. Myself and my co-coms were just having a little conversation about how much it was absolutely pissing down over the last couple of days. So I hope it is dry, or at least a good wet where you all are. Co-coms tonight, delighted to say, is a man that needs no introduction, but I'll absolutely introduce him anyway. His first offence whenever anyone accuses him of being racist is, I can't be racist because I shag South Americans on the champ database. It's the one and the only Mr. CM on. Come on, the Roxy. Roxy, how you doing, bud?
What's happening?
You all right, lad?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the comments are just about to blow up with people being absolutely over the moon that you're here with us, mate. It's great to hear your voice. Great to see you, and great to have you on. All-Star Atlantic League, then, mate. What you're making of it? You're obviously you're long in the tooth in terms of a veteran of the competitive champ world. What have you made of this? What do you think of it? Concept, all that shite. Give us your you're never shy of an opinion. Give us your rundown.
I've really enjoyed it. I think as a league, it's a bit nuts. There's there's very little there's a lot of teams that are quite close together in clumps, but you also get a lot of weird results like that. Central Conference it's very, very good. From a personal point of view, I may have made some mistakes in my drafting. I very much committed to the bit of going all Argentine, but I actually really like my team now. And yeah, it's a fucking bit of fun in it.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I would say this is you've got pretty close in a couple of different competitive versions of champs, but I think that this is the closest to a Rocks home save squad that I've ever seen on a non-home save.
100%. There's only there's not many players in this squad that I wouldn't sign regularly.
Yeah. And it comes to something when I'm kind of sitting here thinking, yeah, well, Totti, you wouldn't really go for Totti on a home save, but he's got him anyway. That actually he's probably the anomaly in this. Like if I was to remove him,
he'll probably get traded in the next 5 weeks. I know I only just got him, but he'll probably get traded.
Yeah. But yeah, look, we're kind of into, I suppose, what we call the business end of the season. There is 11 game weeks left with kind of one of those half game weeks there. Well, not even a half. There's two sides that miss out. So we get tonight's fixtures out the way. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. With the cup that actually quite a lot of teams are taking seriously this year. I think it's certainly the only kind of cup competition that I've seen in the competitive champ leagues be taken really, really seriously. So a genuine kind of bit of silverware up for grabs. Other than your own team, Rocks, any kind of squads either for their concept or for their actual players or how they're doing that are kind of like standing out for you?
I quite like the Gators squad. I remember looking at that pre-season and thinking I quite like the look of them. They're doing all right. Like there's some nice pieces in there.
There's some definite rocks players in there, isn't there? You know,
Yeah,
Gonzalez. Who else is
not
in
just
there that you'd
fucking
absolutely love?
Argentine. I mean, Hoffland's good. I like a gap. Like, there's a lot of stuff to like in that squad. I think it's
Yeah.
maybe a DMC light. But other than
Yeah, it's
that,
funny you should say that. Funny you should say that, mate. I was literally just speaking to Dan, probably about 10 minutes before I dialed you in, just kind of seeing how he was and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm on the lookout for a DMC." So yeah, but I think we're getting to the stage of the season where, if we look at the form table, there's kind of a top six. Although saying that, Savage has just absolutely pulled himself into contention with 2 wins from 2, with 2 clean sheets and 8-0 on aggregate over the
I was
last
going to say
double
massive.
header. And then there's kind of, sloths, gators, Alcatraz, demons, and dandies who are, all stuttering, I'd say. Dandies at the worst of it. Demons obviously in a little bit of the midst of an injury crisis. But as long as you're not in the bottom 4 teams, you qualify for the playoffs. So still a hell of a lot to play for. Shall we dance, mate? Anywhere we play each other, so we'll leave that until later. But
seeing Tato saying he wants to go early doors.
Cheers, mate.
I mean,
Good.
to be fair,
Eyes
just
on
for a giggle, I'll put it out there now. If anyone's got any fun totty bids, stick them in now.
Class. I love it.
He's literally been there for 2 minutes.
What in terms of like the competitive champ leagues? What's your kind of ideal league transfer policy? Just absolute anarchy, let the deals rain, or are you a man?
Yeah.
I don't imagine you're a man for much rules, are you?
Yeah, I don't mind the deal limiting and stuff like that. I think it kind of works. I guess the thing that I like about this league is everyone just rolls with it, and everyone's been a bit nuts with transfers, which is great. I've been running a 7-manager save with some friends, and it's been exactly the same thing. It's been like people go in, we do it like I kind of do it all, and then stick messages out with like updates and stuff. And then you get, right, here's your list of unhappy players, and everyone just goes, right, anyone else want them? And then they come up with mad trades. Like, that was where the 3-team trade I came up with the other day came from, because we did one in that league.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, how's he managed to get this fucking team? By the way, it's
going to get worse because Asana and Dai is going to slot into there in the next game.
Of course he is.
So it is going to get worse. He's managed to trade Zambrotta, who doesn't kick a ball for him, and Pizarro, who doesn't kick a ball for him, for probably the best DMC on the game in terms of tackle outputs. But yeah, so we go over to the Bisons, and they do make the one change with PTIII coming in for your boy Paulinho Santos. Robin, with 2 90-minute goals over the last 2 games, has got him off to a flyer in the colours of the Bisons. But they are coming off 2 draws. Over at the Alcatraz boys, who, as we said last night, went 4 from 4 with no goals conceded at the start of the season, and have been a bit stuttery since, being recently displaced by the Pelham boys at the top of their conference, and were hammered 5-0, I think it's fair to say, last night. Despite that, Hopkins just makes the one change, with Igor Bishkan in for the injured Edgar Davids, as they try and get back underway. And we've got a ghost game, Tato. I'm really sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. Let's just see who else we've got. I know Dan, this is like peak bedtime for Dan and his boy. So we'll maybe Dimble's here and Scotty's here. So we'll go Pelham logo.
Yeah.
Dimble's boys, who are on a really good run of form, they've conceded once in 4 with 3 wins and 1 draw. They have, as we said, displaced Alcatraz at the top, and they have found their scoring boots as well. They are the top scorers in their conference and amongst one of the best across the whole division. A kind of typically Dimble side in terms of the fact that it's built on kind of tacklers and people who can pass going forwards. Any thoughts on Ronaldinho at striker for you there, Rocks?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah,
he's a fucking baller, regardless of where you play him. So, yeah, All for that.
Dims has just beat me to the punch. I was just going to come to it and say I think you'll get a decent offer off Dims tonight for Totti, and he's straight away in there saying I'm interested in Totti Rocks. And I actually think there's a fair few players that
public, so stick it in.
all my deals are in public. I love that class. It's the only change for him tonight, which is Figo into MR for Agahawa. I think Figo came off the bench and did all right last game, if I remember rightly. Just have a little check of that. He came off the bench, did a 7. And did he get this? No, he offered fuck all, really. But he gets a start tonight. And Steve Wright, there we go. Build it and they will come. Steve Wright is in there. He's on mute, but he'd love to put a deal in. Over to there's the ends in with Tony for Tony. Class. Over to the local Fires, who are one of the form teams in the division. 4 wins from 5 with 1 draw. They have absolutely found their scoring boots and have been pretty solid at the back. Certainly, there's some players in here that really haven't done it very often, but are actually doing it for Scott. Jacques, bizarrely, is probably the most quietest of them. When you'd actually think that the local Fire form would kind of go directly in line with Jacques' form. We've said a lot about kind of the youth in this side. What do you make of this? There's some players in here I think you absolutely love.
I strongly dislike most of that side. I don't like Rustico. I really don't like this team. But no. I get the thing is, Scotty's used these players before and they've been effective. It's just my personal preference is I don't fucking like them.
Yeah, that's a bad call
from
me.
Scott, so it balances out.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you see the playoffs yesterday? Leeds, Southampton?
Oh, that was, you know what? It's lovely to see a big club with so much history get promotion. It was really beautiful to see a club that I think will offer a lot to the Premier League.
Class. As Joe Cole goes off injured, I am assuming we're going to see Agahawa on a straight swap, but we'll just wait for Dims. He was on a 10-second delay last night, and he thought I was getting unnecessarily aggy with him for not being quick enough, and then realised he was on 10-second delay. Joe Cole, who has been pretty decent in terms of the stats output and a 7.47 average rating so far this season. Agahawa's the straight swap after 7 minutes, and we crack on. Viduka with half a chance there, but Westerveld, who has been good for Pelham, does make the save. Lasisi with a chance at the top end of the pitch. Couple of chances for our local, but it does feel as though Pelham are just controlling it. And that is Ronaldinho. Did that say his 10th goal of the season? Surely not. Has he been that good already? Wow. Figo Montella puts it wide. Pelham looking to put the game to bed before the half-time whistle. Hipia with a tactical foul. Timble's on a 6-second delay tonight, but won't refresh it to live. And that is his 10th goal of the season. That is absolutely class. Didn't realise he's been that good. He's been scarily good there. 4 shots to 1. Anything standing out? What was your kind of read on the text there, Rox?
I saw Figo's name a bit. Which is good. I love Figo. Wonderful.
Yeah, nothing massive in terms of the ratings there. Montella doing not much there with not much of the ball. He's been quiet for a little while. He did start on fire for Dims. Dimble goes as is.
Much better as a lone striker. I don't think he plays nicely with others.
He's one of them, isn't he? He's definitely one of them. Yeah, he's a bit good, Dino. He is, Jens, mate. He's a bit special, isn't he? Over to our logo, we saw some unbelievable ratings in their performances last night. Certainly, I can't remember if it was the first or second game, but they were just literally 8s and 9s. But they haven't really got off to it here. Kutuzov, who was brilliant last night, not really getting a touch of the ball. Viduka had a chance early, but nothing much after that. Robbie Keane coming on for you here.
No, he's rolling for now. I thought he might pull Kutuzov for Cabello or Keane.
Yeah, and he's done Torres at EMC a couple of times as well, so I'm surprised we didn't see that. Both boys roll. It's 1-0 to Pelham at half time, 46 minutes played, and again, feels as though there's the blue and gold. We jumped to 68 minutes outside of nowhere there. Agahawa with a tactical foul who goes into the book. Not much has changed as we jump from kind of 47 to 68. Steve Wright does a little cheer when he sees what minute we've paused it on there. And then over to the local boys. Collar Shacks has been dragged down to a 5. Van Bronckhorst not offering anything there. Viduka on a 6. There's going to be some pretty big changes here for Scotty. And in fact, there are, before I even was able to ask the question there. So we're going to go Keane and Cabello for, where's Cooters off there? Where's Jacques? Cabello and Torres for, there we go. So Cabello and Keane on at AMC and Torres up front. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Scotty. No changes for Dimbolo as we roll to full time. 76 minutes now played. Kaladze in there with the tackle. Duff. Name just starting to get mentioned a little bit more. Can the local fire pull themselves back into it? And have they got a Robin amongst them to get a 90th minute equaliser? Vesterveld with another big save. He's been really, really solid for the Pelham boys. Agahawa, Montella, Cabello kind of get it. Adilson with a foul. Ronaldinho puts it over. Figo with a half a chance. And Pelham grind out yet another close victory, but they all count for 3 points all the same. Rox, your thoughts there, mate?
Yeah, good win. Solid win. Looked like the right result. Yeah, keeps on rolling, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And he tends to hit form at the right time of the season. Our local fire, in contrast, just really didn't get anything going. Probably fortunate to keep it to 1 based on the pressure that was mentioned. And that's probably just an away result that Scott just looks at, takes on the chin and moves on, Rox.
Yeah, aye. It happens.
It does indeed. I haven't seen Kitchen Dan. We'll go Jens, I think. We'll go Jens.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll go Jens. They do just make the same 11 as last night. So Zidane briefly mentioned, briefly made an appearance for the suspended Vieira. Vieira comes into place. This is some 11 that Jens is building now, isn't it?
It is.
And you think Jaap Stam's coming in here in, as soon as Emerson's fit, which is 3 weeks' time, Emerson will be out the door and Jaap Stam will come in there. Maybe Petkov as the DMLC is probably the only position, but other than that, what an 11 that is.
Yeah, I really like Petkov. I think he's vastly underrated. So I think he could definitely do a job there. I mean, yeah, he's got plenty of options. Got guys like Good Johnson's a good player. Yeah,
he'll do a job for you. A couple of games a season, won't he?
Definitely.
Was it Petkov? I think Mega Horse is in the chat. I know he's not well, so hopefully he's kind of listening to us. But was it Petkov that Dan had a couple of mad stats out of at AMC in Super League at Leddersford? I'm sure he'll tell us. I maybe just made that up.
He got shitloads of assists for Haggis the first season that he had him.
Oh yeah, was that playing in the left of the DMLC? Yeah. That's maybe where I'm getting confused. I think Mega Horse did play him at AMC for a bit.
I think so, yeah, because he can do all sorts.
Over to the ever enigmatic, it was Mega Horse. The ever enigmatic Sloths, who will go with the one at the back that you absolutely love. Mentioned last night that Buck Ferguson Gattuso kind of triangle in the midfield, and D'Alessandro shouting out for your South American representation, and Marcelo Salas as well, who has been 4-4, 7.5. Don't think we've ever seen a Salas like that in competitive Champ Rocks.
No, I love Salas, but I agree he's hot and cold in this.
Did you have him for a bit of Haggis as well, Salas?
Yeah, we got him, he was always kind of third choice type striker. He done all right. Campbell fucking hated him, but he done all right. Oh, and there he goes.
And there he goes. The best Salas ever, probably. But there is Roy Mackay talking about the best versions of players. Mackay was really, really good for Dudley Hill when they won it in the Super League, but actually he's scarily good this season for Vikings with his 10th goal of the season. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, we've never seen a Roy Mackay like that. Unbelievable. Salas and Mackay are probably the 2 form players in the league at the moment, and they've turned out tonight as we get to ones each at half time. Rob with an early as is. Very, very even game. Credit the Sloths. They've absolutely held their own there. And it's Gattuso on a 5. Rob might just change his mind on that, but he hasn't really got a normal DMC on the bench without bringing kind of Kerr on and maybe dropping Barry Ferguson back, but we'll see if he wants to change anything there. Over at the end, 6s and 7s didn't really look as though they'd created much until Mackay popped up there.
No, they didn't. But the thing, again, just with that side, he's like Zanetti and Dede are going to put something on a plate. I mean, Van Nistelrooy with one completed pass out of 6 so far. But
yeah,
my recent experience with Van Nistelrooy is just play him and he'll score fucking loads. So
yeah, both boys go as is. It does feel like a save where maybe the standard big name strikers aren't hitting the ground as much. Kluivert's struggling, and Elka's not really getting a snip at Gators, and actually some of the other kind of boys are doing bits. You know, Salah's popping up, that sort of stuff. So we'll go to 60 minutes. Both boys go as is. It is the Vikings who start the quickest. Salah's getting himself amongst it there. Needs a tackle from Desai to stop him. Del Piero, Di Alessandro, Sloth's building a little bit of pressure here. Roberto. Oh, Salas could have put his team 2-1 up there, but he does put it wide. Vikings with a corner, and there is Cannavaro. Vikings haven't had a sniff really since about the 47-minute mark, but they've actually put themselves 2-1 up. We jump from 57 to 72. Salas on a 9. Gattuso is still on that 5. Ayala at the back on a 6 and a Buchan, which is usually a bit of an ominous combination. And Rob does make a change with Kerr for Gattuso.
Yeah.
Get both central, Kerr in a 2. There we go. Makes sense. Makes sense. Over at the Vikings, Cannavaro with the captain's armband, getting a 9 now for that goal, putting his team 2-1 up.
That's as if ever I've seen it.
Yeah, I think so. Unless there's anything lingering there condition-wise. Mackay on 73%, but you'd be reluctant to bring him off given the form that he's in. Yeah, I think I'd be hard pushed to pick a winner that isn't the Vikings or the Bisons at the minute, mate, based on how the two teams are playing.
Certainly, first teams, it's you never know if there's going to be some injuries though.
Donny for Mackay. Donny, who did start really, really well, didn't he? When Aymar was in there, you had that run where he was playing instead of Aymar when Aymar was at Vikings, and he was smashing it. So you certainly can do a job. There's a live offer there. So Dimble is offering you rocks. One of Manu, Petit, Vogel, Kaladze, and Kluivert plus Figo for Totti.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. It's decent, that. That's one to stew on, isn't it? As we go to full time. And there is Salas again. Wow. It's now 6 and 5 for Salas, and you'd probably think, I think there's a Salas hat-trick winner coming in here, knowing what this game likes to do. Khan with a big save. Vikings pressure here now. 83 minutes. Salihamidzic is tackled. Corner. Alessandro. Loads of pressure from the Sloths here. 93 minutes. Salas. Del Piero misses the target.
Wow.
And this is game of the night, this, I think, Rox.
Yeah. That little tactical tweet from Rob.
Yeah, they look miles better for it there, didn't they? There was a hell of a lot of Sloths pressure at the end there. In terms of condition-wise, we've just got Trezeguet on 76. Trezeguet, whose name really hasn't been mentioned at all there in the text. It wouldn't surprise us if maybe he comes off for the likes of Kesman. But he's actually rolling. And over to the Vikings, who are now a team of no 6s bar the sub Donny at the MC. Van Nistelrooy again has really struggled to get a touch of the ball. Will we see Tristan come on maybe?
I think he'll stick.
Had 3 chances.
I think he's got. Yeah. I don't think any of the options on the bench are better, and I don't think anyone's playing that badly. So,
yeah, to be honest, mate, that's really simple, straightforward, but balanced analysis. That actually his best 11's on the pitch, and they're not playing that bad.
It's just a good game. It's just a really good game. Let's just enjoy it. Who cares about the result?
Football's the winner.
Yeah.
And Jens is rolling the dice. Bring Baron up there with an arrow. Petkoff next to Vieira without an arrow. We go to Edwards. The Burn Trident. We go to the Burn Trident. And Veron, whose best days in Super League have definitely not been at AMC, but Jens backs him to get the result here. 90 minutes now. Who was that hit the post? Slots have hit the post. Khan with a big save from Donny. Trezeguet, who we thought was going to get hooked at 90 minutes, Feels as though a Sloth's winner is surely inevitable here, unless the Vikings have got a sucker punch up their sleeve. Salas with a big chance. Sloths, Rob saying he's going for the Iodine cheat tactic. Pathetic. If ever there was a game that both teams deserve not to lose, it's probably this. Donny again not offering much from AMC there. It means he's going to score the winner. And yeah, Salas hat-trick maybe as we go to 120. Van Nistelrooy, corner. Both managers will be absolutely shitting there. Van Nistelrooy gets the winner. It's been disallowed. It's been disallowed. Roberto, and we do get to 2-2. What a game that was. Has been the best game in absolutely ages, that, lads. Well done. Hats off to you both. If me Ben wasn't in bed, I'd be applauding. I think Rox is imminently responding to a Dimble offer. Vogel and Figo for Totty will be confirmed. Nice. Yeah. I like that. I like that, Rox. I like that.
Fire me more offers, boys. I'll review them all. Donny for Totti's a close second at the moment.
Yeah. Salas gets a man of the match performance with a 10. Yeah, I think that is easily the best game we've had in a while there. Fair play to both. And yeah, first Vikings and Sloths first draw, last teams to get one. Kato, yeah, absolutely. We're going to go drive train against the Steam Pigs. Have I seen Savage in the chat tonight? I know he's kind of yes, he was there. He was there early doors. He's probably just having a little bit of a watch. They do go as is for the third game on the bounce tonight. Knowing you, Rocks, and knowing kind of how you like innovative tactics, you might not be a fan of the personnel, but you're probably a fan of the fact that Savage is doing bits with this mad thing.
Yeah. I mean, Del Vecchio is very good in AMC. I've never understood backwards arrows. I don't get them. This is a very It's a bit like his Super League side. It's a bit like there's some weird personnel, but it works.
Functional.
I mean, he's Voodoo Savage, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've tried to type a message back to Sloths to say Kesman can get fucked, but it won't accept it. But he knows that I like Andres D'Alessandro very much, so make it better, Rob.
D'Alessandro and Nicky Butt, maybe something like that.
Not hugely keen on Butt either. But
who else would he have? He's just signed Ferguson, so he's not going to be. I mean, Roberto would be the one, but yeah. You did get a ghost game, Tato, mate. You did get a ghost game, so you'd be last game of the night. Over at the Steam Pigs, this is how they go. They've been 2 wins out of 3 with a draw, and this is how they go. Hakan Mild comes into DMC here tonight. I think this Steam Pigs side looks poor when you lose these 3, but actually have been getting results. So what do I know? Any thoughts on the pink and black Steam Pigs?
Agree. It looks a little thin. It does look a little thin, but he's also in a good position, and he's got good wide men and good strikers. So yeah. Interesting to see how
very good Shevchenko.
Yes,
unbelievable.
Which players do I like? I'm not saying like the thing is I've talked enough champ bollocks for years that people should know who I like and who I don't by now. Make me a fucking offer.
It's been a while since we've heard an Aggie Rocks on comms, mate. I fucking love it. I've missed it. As we kick off for this, the black and silver against the black and pink. Michael Owen has a chance. Rivaldo Madavikia feels very, very drivetrain heavy. It's a penalty, and it's a red card for Sebastian Frey. It's been a while since we've seen a keeper sending off. Probably, what does he do here? Maybe loses one of the strikers, I reckon. What do you reckon, Rocks?
Yeah, you take off Elber and bring on Hedman.
Yeah, I cannot see him.
Would you take off Frank and go without an AMC?
Maybe Frank and extend the arrows, potentially.
Oh, the long arrows on wing backs, not a fan.
No,
I don't know what it is.
Is it just an anecdotal thing, or is it just like any kind of logic behind it? Or
I don't think it gets leaky. It just gets very, very leaky.
Yeah, I would tend to agree based on nothing other than kind of the more competitive champ saves that I've been involved in have always had stubby arrows. Franca for Headman. And
A little
arrow
arrow
to
bomb.
AMC. There we go. Makes sense. Makes sense. Savage, obviously, you do have the right to respond. I can't imagine he's not a man to kind of jump on the toilet seat too early, so I can't imagine he's going to do anything, but we'll just give him that luxury if you can let me know, my man. Rox, random question. What's your soft drink of choice?
Iron Brew 1901.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason, funny enough, the reason why I asked that is I've got an empty can of Iron Brew sitting on my desk here, and I just thought, yeah, Rox will be banging to that.
The 1901, which is the original recipe one. Granted, it's a bit more expensive, but it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it also feels as though your kind of mouth is actively rotting, but it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
His drivetrain, and then Henri with a chance after a Madovic. Madovic has been pretty decent on that right hand side for the drivetrain. And he's really not really fair.
Madovicia, I think I brought Madovicia into the Super League, if I remember. I'm not sure. I think someone had him and then didn't use him, and then I went and tried to get him and played him on some stuff, and he was good. But I've kind of gone off him again a wee bit.
Horse, I can't remember if it was Horse that brought him originally, but he was definitely in a Horsey Lettersford side for a long time. You've been used as an MR, being used as a DMR.
Madovicia for Totti. I've seen right. I just want to say right now, I've seen Tato's offer. Right, those, and I'm guilty of this as well with the whole Arca, Melito, Gaillard. Those three players have been hawked around every side in the league. Hussein doesn't start for me. Cordoba doesn't start for me. I love Santos. He might occasionally start. Tato, I want something sexy. You ain't beating Vogel and Figo with that, mate.
Yeah, and to be fair, Tato's got collateral to spare. When you look at some of the players in that squad.
Oh, like there's the whole principle if you don't give nukes to the Death Star. Like
yeah, absolutely.
There's that as well. But give me something interesting. Give me a starter. Who's a starter? Because Totti's going to start for you.
Feels very, very dry.
Oh, that's massive.
Did that count? It felt very drivetrain heavy, and I clicked on 58. It jumped to 68, and Steam Pigs find themselves back in the game, having looked second best for about 99% of it. There was a hell of a lot of drivetrain pressure there as Rox was giving his transfer analysis monologue there. Oh, is the Elias and Kuhl? What an offer that is!
That is massive. That's jumped Vogel and Figo.
I'd be shaking on that now and twice on a fucking Sunday.
That is unbelievable.
That side's been done wrong. This side's been done wrong. The message said,
as I said, I ain't confirming anything to the end of the stream to give people time to throw more offers out there, but Steve is primo position right now.
Yeah, Savage, I've never changed your team, mate. Your message was as is for game week 24, so I didn't touch it after last night. Yeah, didn't touch it from last night, bud. So your team's literally sat as is. Yeah, I mean, I'd be taking that twice on it, every day of the week. That. So we'll just see. Let me just catch up there. Get on that offer. Fuck it. I have nothing to offer for Totti from Horse. Over to Steam Pig side. Let's have a go. Haven't seen an as is just yet. Over at the drivetrain boys, 8s and 7s and 6s. Condition wise, nothing to worry about. Savage, if you do want to make whatever change you think should have been made, then do let us know, mate. But your message said as is. So your team's not being touched from game week 23. Owen centre the 3, no arrow. Henry to the right, a C,
Okay.
backwards arrow. There we go. So he does just make that little switch. Steve is going to roll. Literally the only shot that that Steam Pigs have had at all the whole game there, as we roll to the 90-minute mark. 76 minutes played. Scully hits the crossbar. Booking there, Matavikia's name being mentioned. And the 90 minutes, and it's ones each. Steam Pigs have somehow kept themselves into contention. And the Drivetrain boys have been on top for the vast majority of that game and probably will feel that they're unlucky to be going to extra time and having to play golden goal roulette. What's your thoughts on that Steve right offer then, Rox?
Oh, I mean, that is absolutely upfront. And he's saying there, if I was kind enough to offer a DMC, Steve, I can definitely throw a DMC into that deal. I just need to remember who I've actually got. But I'll throw in a wee DMC. Maybe an Omar Tetradze or someone like that.
See who you've got knocking about. I mean, I know these three are your boys, mate, but if I was you, I'd be chucking one of those two to get it over the line, to be honest, mate. Knowing that Zelius is coming in.
Yeah, I need to think about where he's going to play.
Lawson for Sheva. There we go. Brilliant. As we roll, Mike goes as is, and that'll be the changes until we either get a winner or we get to full time. Can the Steam Pigs nick this with only their third chance of the game? And there is Drivetrain. And Michael O'Brace does get them a deserved win. To be fair to Steve, be looking at that thinking, yeah, we were lucky to go to extra time. And the Drivetrain get their third consecutive win on the spin, having only conceded one goal across those 3 games as the Drivetrain boys start making a move at the business end of the season. Roxy?
Yeah, they are firing, aren't they? I mean, Steve,
absolutely.
What can you, when your keeper gets sent off, you're always up against it. But
yeah. And that is it was set up games ago and I didn't notice. All right, okay, that's fair enough, mate. It's kind of equal blame there then. Played with 10 men for a good 60, 70 minutes. So yeah, want to take and roll on. We'll do us now, mate. We'll do us.
I go on then.
You're going to hear them, mate, but I've had to go back to convention to try and kind of get some type of form together. Front three, back Constantine and Pence, and a leaky back line that is trying to be helped with kind of 3 bodies in front. Simkoviak just trying to be a little bit more creative than Yeremis and Roy Keane. Over to yourself, my good man. Where are we at? Let's just have a look at year 11. Have you made any changes? You made a couple of changes, didn't you? A little bit of personnel in the DMC and a couple of changes on the bench. Camps comes in. Charlie Chaos as that central DMC. How did you discover Charlie Chaos, mate?
I was doing a save with there's a club in the Greek second division that's got a couple of handy players, and then I was trying to fill out my team, and I found him in our side. I can't remember which one it is. It's the one that's got it's Mizel Munjes, the striker or something, in the Greek second tier. I can't remember exactly which team it is, but when I was filling out my team, I'm like, oh, actually, like this guy looks quite handy, and I signed him. And honestly, so again, this 7 manager save that I'm on, he is one like Serie A player of the season against fucking everyone. Like he's so good.
What's his do you look at fourth column? What's his fourth column like?
Oh, no idea. I've got a fourth column on my database, but he takes penalties, but I don't know if that's I never set penalty takers, so maybe that's I don't know.
Best of luck to you, my man. Best of luck to you. As we both kind of need 3 points, really. Probably me a little bit more than your good self. As we look to get in Panza firing. and to see if Impenza and Constantinu can work in it too. There was a little bit of Dandy's pressure there, but Memphis Reigns are having a hell of a lot of the ball as we get the 25 minutes make. Penalties, no penalty. Another chance for the Dandy's. Story of their season so far is that they just haven't taken the chances that they've created and have usually been hit with a bit of a sucker punch when they have missed a chance. There is Charlie Chaos' name being mentioned, and Penza mentioned again. Archie Baku's probably be the standout, and then Penza, great play from Dandy's. If only they could have finished it. And if that is not the season in a nutshell, then I don't know what is. We'll go to yourself, mate. Some really good ratings in there for 45 minutes, to be honest. Your tacklers all doing an absolute number.
Alonso Solis having a great game. 3 passes.
As we just kind of give you that to think about, mate, we'll jump over to the Dandies. Who have we got? We got Lizarazi on a 5. We got Impenza on a 6. Of course he is. And the rest is not much to write home about. We're going to go Lizarazu for Finnan. Ronaldo for Impenza as we look to try and play somebody in some sort of form. Rocks goes as is, 45 minutes, and we will see if we can get a goal to break the deadlock. 49 minutes played, 50 minutes played now. Ronaldo, Constantinu back with a chance. A lot of Dandy's pressure coming, 61 minutes played. As we jump over, the subs have had an impact. Our girl on a yellow, I think we'll just protect that given how bad the season has been so far. And we'll go over to the Memphis Reigns. Juan Gomez on a 10. Look at that. Brilliant. And Melito, who hasn't played much for you this season, but is a go-to for you. I know that. And Amantadidis on a 9. Condition-wise, Rocks, nothing much. Are you going to make any changes here, bud?
Yeah, why not? Chuck Ortega out to the right for... Yeah, and then can you move Solis back to right DMC for Simeone?
So you want to... Yeah.
Yeah, and then bring on Camps for Simeone.
Yeah.
And swap Camps and Totti over, and we'll go with that.
Swap Camps and Totti over, and we will go with that. 62 minutes played. Both teams desperate for a win, and we'll see how they get on. Feels as though Reigns did have a little bit more pressure. Keane with a surprising yellow card. Totti now, Ortega with a drive. Who is going to get this goal? That will surely be the winner based on how both teams have played. Juan Gomez now, Valtellina, 84 minutes played. Are we heading to extra time? End of 90 minutes. We are indeed. A bit of a shit game, to be honest, Roxy, mate.
Yeah, I did the same against Liverpool last night.
Yeah, Juan Gomez maintains his 10 despite his booking. 4 key tackles out of 10, 8 of them made in total, as we'll see if Rox makes any changes. Dandies have spent their subs and personnel changes, so we will just make a slight tweak. We'll push Simkoviak into MC. You doing anything there, Rox?
Yeah, let's get Melito off for Guede and chuck him to the right of Vieri, and then drop Totti back to centre mid and stick a wee arrow on him, and stick an arrow on Camps as well. So they're stick Camps central and arrow him.
Spot on. I like the look of that, mate. That feels like a home save hammering formation.
Oh, it is.
I think you'd do some hell of a lot of damage with that on a home save, I think. Okay, best of luck, my man. 1 goal would win it as we run to the end of extra time, or when one team breaks the deadlock. Simkoviak goes into the book. Again, nothing much doing, so we will continue to roll. Oh, Jeremy's is sent off. So we'll go like that. Roxy, do have the chance to make changes?
Oh, fucking push Gomez and Solis forward.
Yeah, arrows?
Nah.
As we see if anyone can do anything. Rebound, double save from Chiotis, and that's probably the state of our season so far, Rox, mate, that we play 121 minutes and neither of us can manage a fucking goal. What do you think about that, boy?
Piss poor from me. with there's just not enough creativity. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We cannot score, mate. I think we've been shocking in front of goals, shocking in front of goal for the majority of the season. Unlucky, bud. We go over to the Des Moines against the Gators. Des Moines, who are in the midst of a bit of an injury crisis, and Maxim Sigalko joined the physio's bench with a 3-week injury. What about this? Get your eyes on that, Rocks.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. I have absolutely no comprehension for wide AMCs and in this version of the game, but yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think horses into the I'm feeling poorly, my team's being shit, fuck it territory, I think. We go over to the Gators, who do go one at the back, and it is now or never in the words of Kitchen Dan. This could be a ridiculously high scoring affair, with both teams being very, very inventive. Yeah, Rox, I think that's a good deal, that, mate, to be fair. I think you've saved Steele a little bit there. It is Justin Walker who puts his team 1-0 up, 34 minutes played. I think Kitchen Dan will be scratching. Oh, Crespo continues his horrific run of form. And I was just about to say that. I think Kitchen Dan will be pulling his hair out that the Gators have been as bad as they have been for a while. And inventive, mercurial champ mega horse finds himself 2-0 up at half time, playing probably one of the most batshit formations I've ever seen. Yeah, I agree with that, Tato. You've saved Steve from being absolutely bummed there, I think.
Yeah, he's been god awful for me so far this year. This is the only reason I'm letting him leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Over to the Gators, boys. Buffon on a rare 5. I haven't seen Dan in the chat. I know his little boy's going through a bit of a bedtime regression at the minute. He's just thinking, fuck it, Dad, I'm not going to sleep. So he is wrestling with him at the minute to get him back in a bit of a sleep pattern. So we might not see him. But in the face of that, because we've all been there, I'll just give him a little while. Rox, have you seen the time traveling Dimble before on this screensaver?
No, is that him there?
Can you see him there? Can you see him there?
Fucking
it's
hell!
It's not Dimble, but it is Dimble. There you are. It's identical, even like the kind of hairline kind of going on, honestly. And
yeah.
Anyway, I haven't seen Kitchen Dan. Horse, I'm just going to give him a couple of seconds more, just in case he does jump on.
Yeah, Steve, that's a done deal, mate, as far as I'm concerned. We've got 45 minutes left of this game if anyone wants to one-up you, but I don't think anyone's going to one-up.
We've got the ghost games. We've got the ghost game as well, but I don't think anybody's going to.
We've got a game and a half, but as far as I'm concerned, that deal is done unless someone offers something fucking mental. Oh, it's 3.
Wow. And Ibrahim Saeed's getting amongst it. 58 minutes played, header by Crespo. I think we're not too far away from Kitchen Dan kind of tearing it up and starting again, to be honest. Over to the Mega Horse. Match ratings wise, absolutely fine. Condition wise, absolutely fine. We'll see if he wants to do anything there. Over at the gate as Buffon again on a 5. What's his form been like? It's been pretty decent, actually. But a rare 5. Crespo just really hasn't got going for him at all. He's been really, really poor since he came in. Tato just making the point that maybe there's a few too many kind of myths. I always worry about Imar's, where is it? Where's his strength? His bravery. I always worry about his balance of bravery and MC. And his strength of 5. I think he just gets bullied far too easily. As we'll see if KD makes it into the chat. Decore's not a myth player from Stee. Very good player.
I agree. Decore is decent.
He's a tackler, isn't he? Average of 6 tackles a game. It's pretty decent.
Yeah. I don't think Petrov's good enough.
Yeah. Mido for Roberts. Petrov's one of those players that Dan got a spell out of when he was at Gazelles.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a little bit of loyalty to him there, to be honest, which we're all guilty of that, aren't we? There we go. Volodenkov goes up top as if it could get any more batshit, but he has been really good for the horse in ST. Volodenkov, Buffon with its save there. Oh, and there is me though. What's Buffon going to end up on here, mate?
This could
4?
be a 3?
I think.
Because he's
I think
not had
certainly.
that many shots.
I think if they were to get a 5th, definitely say it's 3 territory, but he might just be saved by the referee's whistle here. The Mainz Demons have smashed themselves back in a run of form. Gators again just really struggling to do anything creatively. As the Horse Demons run out 4-0 winners. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, isn't it, really? I thought he was really, really poor. But again, you know, how much patience is Dan going to have with the likes of Saviola and Crespo, given the fact that Big Dick Nick is sitting on the bench there just itching to get amongst it. Brings us to the last game of the night, which is, of course, the Bisons against Alcatraz. Horse making the point that it is the wide men that did it for him. As we get underway, Giggs' name being mentioned early. You probably feel like this is a home banker here, Rox.
Yeah, I would think so.
Bisons have struggled for goals the last couple of games, back-to-back ones each is in, and there is Robin with his 3rd inside 3 games. As the Bisons look to pull away from Vikings again. Vikings obviously winning, putting a little bit of pressure on them tonight. Both of those two teams do look a little bit unstoppable at the moment. Match stats wise, Bisons again struggling for creativity, but they're so solid at the back. Horse making the point that it is far too early for a Robin goal. Kind of usually saves it for the last couple of minutes. Over to Alcatraz. 5 for Nedved. I know Dimble was sniffing around them last night. Yeah, Tato, I agree. I was that only 2 shots. I had my game last night that said I only had 1 shot, but actually the commentary read like I'd had a hell of a lot more. As we look to see if Bisons will do anything, Bisons will go as is. Haven't seen Hopkins in the chat, and I do know he is working tonight, so we are going to crack on in his absence. 45 minutes, we'll go to 60. And Dye goes into the books, soon to be in the Bisons blue and white. Corner kick. Hits the bottom of the post and goes wide. 63 minutes played. Totally forgot the click. And Robin gets his 4th in 3 games. Yeah. Fucking hell, I've just let him go as well. All about the Alcatraz boys.
Candela.
Say that again.
Hopkins is saying, where's Candela?
Where's Candela? Where's he at? Yeah, that's my bad, Hopkins. I've just seen the Bishkan in for Davids. Over to the Bisons. My bad, Hopkins, mate. I owe you one there. Over to the Bisons. We've got 8s and 7s and 6s. I am Robin with a brace now. As we see if Tato is going to do anything.
That's Robin's best position. 100%.
In that lone AMC behind 2.
Or I would play, or behind 1. But just certainly from home saves, just play him there from the start and just let him play. And he turns into an absolute monster.
Beast. Yeah. And I suppose that the rest of that Bison's 11 is good enough to kind of almost, be able to play with 10 at times on the games where he doesn't turn up. But what a turnout he's had. He's had 4 and 3 now. And one of those coming off the bench as Hopkins goes as is. And Raul now, a former favourite of Alcatraz. I think he might have been signed from Alcatraz, actually. 71 minutes played as the Bisons regain at their form, 3-0 up. And there is Davy Collins, vital away back for the Alcatraz, the commentary says, but you probably think it's too little too late.
Yeah,
Robin again going after a hat-trick. Beckham with a shot. Inzaghi, Sorin whipping it in. Raul now, Rossini, and it is 4-1, and that's another comprehensive performance from one of the teams at the right end of the table, as Rossini gets a man of the match performance for a goal and an assist. Fair play, Bisons. Over to the Alcatraz boys, just again struggling creatively. And Dyer will be departing for Zambrotta and Pizarro, as Pippo's goals and efforts have really dried up. So you can see why Hopkins has made the moves that he has in an effort to kind of bring goals into the 11 played. And that brings us to the classifieds. Drivetrain won in extra time with a Michael Owen brace against the Steam Pigs. Memphis Reigns drew nils each in what is an absolute stinker and an embarrassment of a game. Alcatraz being dominated by the Bisons 4-1 there. Short Pumps lost the game of the night, the best game in a while. Salas brace, Mackay continues his good form, 2s each against the Vikings, and Pelham grinding another 1-0 win out against the El Loco Fire, and the Des Moines Demons smashing with an experimental formation the Gators 4-0. Leaves the tables looking like this: Bisons on 47, Vikings on 43, Drivetrain on 37, and the Memphis Reigns on 18. What a little run of form the Drivetrain are on. 3 wins out of 3, and have really pulled themselves into contention. Pelham there, 38 points, probably the best of the rest in terms of the teams. Alcatraz on 29. There's a massive gap now in that Central Conference division, as the Dandies and the El Loco Fire again swap the baton for bottom of the conference. Over at the Western Conference, Steam Pigs on 38, the same as Pelham. Des Moines Demons on 35, who keep themselves alive despite a really bad run of form over the last 2 or 3 games. And Gators on 26 and Short Pump on 22. Fixtures for Wednesday night, which will be with Kitchen Dan. I'll upload the save tomorrow because there's a couple of deals I need to process. Dandies and Drivetrain, Des Moines against Alcatraz, the Memphis Reigns against the Gators, Pelham against Vikings, Short Pump, that should be a massive game, that to be fair. Short Pump against St. Domingos, and Steam Pigs against the El Logo Fire. Yeah, brilliant. Rox, mate, it's been great to have you. And cheers as always for kind of being part of the league. And we'll see you all in a bit.
No worries,
cheers, Roxy.
Mate. Thanks for having me on.